I hope you are going to enjoy this. This is a little slideshow presentation that I've made up about my books. I like to think of myself as a literary lion, and I hope you'll agree when you see some of my books. Here is one of my funniest books. It's called Start Your Day Mid Smiles. I guess the mid smiles throws people off, but it's from German, and this is kind of a wet your pants kind of humor. It's really funny. Here I am when I took the picture. It was at one of the computer shows, and I was imitating the hilarious, now past Benny Hill. This is one of my puzzle books. This is a more advanced book for high school kids. And here I am again. There's my one photograph that I used over and over again. I think it's rather good. And here's my book, Books in the Kitchen Sink. I got the idea when I was writing this. It's a great short story book with humor, life, love, everything. But I got the idea when I thought of I threw in everything but the kitchen sink. This is the book I had for the kids. This is called Brain Burners for Kids. And I got this idea for this book after 30 years of teaching. I used to use these puzzles with kids, and they used to go wild. They loved them. But I never gave answers. I used to let the kids figure it out for themselves. This is my thriller. This is the one I'm most proud of. I'm really proud of this. It's called Breach of Honor. And it's a bloody police story. I was friends with the police, with cops, my friends, cops and firemen, for more than 30 years. And I just gathered their stories and I put it down and I raveled a tale that's really suspenseful. It's great. You'll love it. It's one of my favorites. This is my latest. It's called Kananu Inkensu. And it's a space travel science fiction story that I think is absolutely brilliant. You got to read this. If you love reading, if you love science fiction, you have to read this. This has got to be my absolute best. It's absolutely brilliant as far as I'm concerned. And other people who have read it, they said it's clever, it's fantastic, and they agree with me. Here it is. Here's the cover, just the cover itself. And here's a book that I'm proud of. I call this Cast a Second Stone. It's about and for senior citizens to help them to avoid from being taken by scammers, thieves, and crooks. People who want to dip their hands into your pocketbook. And this tells you ways to avoid that. It's really good. This book is selling, one of my best-selling books. This is for Kindle. This is also my co-op hell book that's going to be explained later. It's really extraordinary. Here it is, co-op hell. I really gave the co-op hell with this book. I outlined a story that took years to tell of how they abused, how the co-op board and the president and people abused the members of the co-op, and how they took advantage and took all the perks and gave us nothing. It's really an in-depth study. Any co-op owner, condo owner, or renter has to own a copy of this book. You just have to own a copy of this book. Incidentally, the president of the co-op gave me a death threat over this book. Isn't he a nice guy? Here it is, Just a Brooklyn Kid. This was my first book, and it's biographical. And don't let the title, Losing My Cherry, frighten you. It's Losing My Literary Cherry. And, it's just chock full of great stories about growing up in Brooklyn, about being in the Air Force, about girlfriends and college. It's just a wonderful book. And here is one of my best. It's called Poetry of the American Soul. I consider myself one of America's greatest undiscovered poets. This is really good. About 100 poems in here. Things I took over 40 years to write. And here I am, Asta Dido, your literary lion. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.